So, Florida State. Fix the way you're sitting, Brandon. Waiting for friends to be in star. Beautiful, you guys are ready to go. Now, this whole last week and the weeks before that, we have been reading a lot of non-fiction texts about animals and about where they live. Now, I'm going to read a part of this book because today what we're going to be doing is you guys are going to be making a journal entry about things that you wonder and things that you learn. Now, why do we read non-fiction texts? Nice straight raised hand, Andrew. Why do we read non-fiction texts?
We read
Tracking Andrew. To teach us something new. Now, I want you guys to try to remember something new that you learned and then something that you wonder. Who can tell me what you do when you wonder? When you're wondering something else, what do you do? What are you doing when you wonder? Arlette, you always have a great answer for this. What are you doing when you wonder? You ask yourself a question. So I'm going to give you guys an example of what we are going to be doing later today. We're going to do that activity where you guys get those two Post-its, and you're going to put one in a nonfiction, one where somewhere you wonder, and one for something that you learned that you thought was interesting that you'd like to share with your friends. So I'm going to read a part of this book, and I'm going to model for you guys exactly what wondering might look like. Now, the heading over here is called Extreme Birds. What do you guys remember about headings and why we have them in nonfiction texts, Victor? What do you guys think? Do we remember what a heading is for and why we use it? I only see 4 hands, 5 hands. Oh, I'm pretty sure all my Niners and Giants could probably tell me this. Joaquin, why do we have headings? Tracking Joaquin.
We have headings to tell us what the page or chapter is going to be about.
Yeah, so what the page or chapter is going to be about. Extreme birds. The word extreme means like a lot, basically. So, I'm going to read a subheading. A subheading tells you what a little part of the book will be about. The smallest bird. The bee hummingbird is the smallest bird in the world. This tiny flyer is about 2 inches long and weighs about 0.4 grams, which is tiny. That's like as light as a pencil. That's about the weight of 1 paperclip. So this is a bird that weighs as much as a paperclip. The longest wingspan. What do you guys think the word wingspan is? Using the context of the word. Let me read it again. The bird with the longest wingspan is the mighty albatross. Its giant wings can measure up to 11 feet across. That's as long as the carpet. So, what do you guys think that the word wingspan means? Using the context clue. What does the word wingspan mean? Adrian. Close, maybe. Ita, what do you think? The bird with the longest wingspan is the mighty albatross. The longest wingspan. What do you think? How long its wings are, basically. So, do you guys remember one of the questions that we wondered earlier this week when we wrote down on our list? One of the questions that we wondered, I think we just answered it. Does anyone remember what that was? What was the thing that we were wondering about? A lot of the same hands today. I'm not sure why. What was one of the things that we wondered about? Jesus.
We wondered about
We did, and did we answer that question?
Yeah.
Itati, what else? Yeah, and so we learned that the longest wingspan, the bird with the longest wings, has it up to 11 feet. Awesome. Farthest traveler. The Arctic tern migrates or travels farther than any other bird. It goes about 25,000 miles each year. This small bird travels from its home in the Arctic Circle to the Antarctic every winter. Now, when I read that, that made me wonder something. Because I just read that this bird flies really, really far. 25,000 miles, that's so far. What I am now wondering after reading that part, and this is what you guys are going to be doing when you wonder in your nonfiction texts, you're going to be doing what I'm doing now. So I want you guys to track me and make sure you're you're listening to what I'm saying. Your hands should be in star and your eyes should be on me. Your body should be facing forward. I'm waiting for one friend. Still waiting for a friend. When I read that part about the bird that travels so far, what I was wondering is, why does that bird travel so far? Was that question answered in this book? No, it just said that they traveled very far. They went on a really long journey, 25,000 miles. So you can imagine what the word journey means, especially if we're using context clues. Isaiah, journey means? Do you have to drive though? Yeah, it means you go to a far place. You don't have to drive, right? Because this bird goes on a journey, it travels very far, but it's not driving, right? It's flying. Cool, but that part of the book made me wonder why they travel so far. So what did I just do? When I wondered, I said, I wonder why they travel so far. Arlette, wrap it up for us again. When you wonder, what am I doing? When I'm wondering, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm asking a question. Now, could I answer that question? Did I? Did I have the answer for that question? Ooh, thank you. Who can tell? Yeah, how can I answer that question? Please raise your hand. So, Andrew, how could I answer that question if I don't have it in this book?
You can go to another book about
And?
and find out in that book.
Yeah, I can just read another book. That's exactly right. So, this is what you guys are going to do when you get to your desk. You are going to try and remember something that you learned from one of these books. I'm going to read another section of this book, and you guys are just going to tell me, you're going to share with your partner, one thing that you thought was interesting that you learned. Okay? So I'm going to read the chapter about perching and water birds, because I saw a lot of you guys wrote that already. Robins, cardinals, and other perching birds, perching means they hold onto branches, live in woodlands and gardens. These birds have 4 strong toes that grab branches tightly. A perching bird does not fall off in a branch when it sleeps because its toes keep squeezing as it snoozes. Snooze means to sleep lightly. Water birds live near lakes, rivers, and oceans. Most are good swimmers and strong flyers. Ducks, swans, and geese use their webbed feet to paddle in the water. Storks and flamingos have long, stick-like legs. They wade, which means to go in barely, in shallow water and search for food. Shallow is one of our vocabulary words. It just means not deep. Now, this is what a web foot looks like. A lot of nonfiction texts have these kind of zoomed-in pictures, and that's what it's going to show you. A web is you see how there's no space in between their toes? That's called their webbing. So if you have a hand, you guys see how you have space between your fingers? If you had a webbed hand, there would be no space there. There would just be something in between. And that makes birds better swimmers. Yes, Martha, you have a question?
Do there feel like when they're underwater, do there feel like sleep in the water?
So what did Martha just do when she asked that question? She's doing the same thing that Arlette has been telling us all this whole time. Chloe, what did she just do? But what do we also call that? What? Yeah, that's exactly right. So Maite is wondering if their feet might stick in the ground because they look kind of big and they look like they could get stuck, right? That's a great thing to wonder. So Maite already knows what she might write about. Now, what have you guys learned about any of the animals we have read about this past week or the week before that when we read a big blue whale and an ocean full of animals? I want you to take 10 seconds right now. I'm going to wait till I have 1 second. Okay. I'm going to wait 10 seconds, and I want you guys to think about one fact, something that is true, that you learned from any of our books. Try and remember. I also just read a passage that has lots of facts in it, so now you should be able to have at least one thing to share. So take 10 seconds to think about what you remember, and then I'm going to have a popsicle stick pulled, and you guys will, if your number's called, you're going to share that thing that you learned. So one thing I learned is, think about it. 10 seconds. Amal's got it. Oh, most of my friends got it. One thing I have learned is turn and talk. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you got a lot to take hands, I'm just going to pull a popsicle stick. Hopefully you are ready to share one thing that you don't know. Wonderful. Who? Thank you for using the vocabulary from the text, Do you know what that's called? Web. They have webs in between their feet. And what does that help them do? Do you remember? It helps them swim. Exactly right. I'm going to blow on the top of this thing. 14.
Anderson is 14. I learned that submarines travel of 25,000 miles.
Yeah, that's really far. And do you guys remember what I wondered about that? What question did I ask myself walking?
Why do they travel that far?
Yeah, I'm very curious why a bird would choose to travel 25,000 miles. That seems like a very, very far and long journey. So I'm very curious as to why they would do that. So in my book, what I would do is I would go ahead and put a post-it into that part because that's what I wondered. So once you get to your desk, I'm waiting for people to be tracking me sitting and start. I don't know why I've had to remind you guys 3 times already today. Okay. When you get to your desk, Danielle, what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 post-its. You're going to put 1 post-it in your nonfiction text where you wonder something, Eric, and 1 post-it in where you learn something that you would like to share with the class. You guys find it? If you already have post-its in your desk, you can use those ones. If you don't, I will give you new ones. But what you're going to do before that is you're going to go to your desk and you're going to share with your partner which nonfiction text you would like to read. Because most of you guys have already read some of our nonfiction texts. Try and pick a new one. If you've already wondered and learned something new from those nonfiction texts, try and pick a new one. So when you get to your desk, I want you to share with your table partner about which nonfiction text you're going to read. Thumbs up if you know what you're going to do. Lucky. Or Vincent, what are you doing when you get to your desk?
We're gonna, if you have,
Who talking about? Somebody who... Do not give me a thumbs up if you guys don't know the directions. It is okay to be confused about directions. That's why I asked you to. Juliana, what are you doing when you get to your desk? That's exactly right. When you get to your desk, you're sharing with your partner which book you're going to get. Now, who can remind us, which color bins do you go to get nonfiction texts? I should see everyone's hand up for now. Emma, which kind? Which bin?
the bin that you give the nonfiction text is the green bin because that's the
Is the green bin. Remember, Sharks, A, B, C, or D. Raiders, E, F, G. 49ers and Giants. J, K, L, or I. Okay? And Warriors, G, H, or I. And 49ers Giants, you guys can get an M or an N as well. Alright, red table, to your desk. I said red table. I didn't say everyone. Red table, to your desk. Red table, to your desk. We don't all need to start talking for a state. Yellow table, to your desk. Purple. Green and orange, to your desks and share.